Welcome back to The Heat. We're discussing the presidential elections in Haiti. Joining us from Miami now is Eduardo Gamarra. He's an expert in Latin American politics. Here with us in Washington, D.C. is Yves Point-du-Jour. He's the host of a Haitian radio program and has followed developments in Haiti for years. From San Francisco, we're joined by Pina, a filmmaker who's produced documentaries about Haiti. And from the state of Virginia, we're joined by Robert Fatton via Skype. He's a professor at the University of Virginia. Robert, I did say I would get back to you. We're hearing a lot about the conduct of this election, the fact that there could have been bogus polls, that there could have been suspect funding for some of the candidates. What's your view?
Well, it's very clear that elections in Haiti are are significantly corrupt in terms of the flow of money and obviously in terms of the support that the state itself gives to particular candidates. So what Martelly has done is obviously handpick Jovenel Moïse as his dauphin, as it were, and Jovenel Moïse is the candidate who has the support of the state. But you do have a serious problem insofar as this is an election that could lead to very dangerous crisis if the vote counting is done in a similar fashion than it was done in 2010. I do not think that this time it's going to be as easy to impose a candidate who may not have won the vote. So this is a dangerous moment for Haiti, in spite of the fact that yesterday was a fairly decent election by comparative standards, but it remains to be seen, and I think that the dangerous part of the election is going to be the counting of the vote. And if there is a second round, which I think there will be, the question is going to be who are the top two candidates, whether it is Jude Célestin, Jovenel Moïse, Maryse Narcisse, or Maurice Jean-Charles. And this is going to be extremely complicated. And as we know, the vote counting in Haiti has traditionally been not only corrupt from within, but also manipulated by foreign powers.
Okay, let's bring Eduardo in. Eduardo, welcome to the show. We've been talking about the elections in Haiti last Sunday, and as Robert just told us, you know, this election was largely orderly and peaceful. What is your assessment of how the vote took place?
I agree with Robert. I think the elections in Haiti are significantly better than they were just even the August 9th elections, and certainly better conducted than the one in 2010. However, I think Robert's warning is a very, very important one. The outcome is far from decided, and the fact that there is such little practice in terms of vote counting, the fact that there are so many hands involved ex post facto in the counting, makes for a very, very difficult process. And then, of course, you have the real problem that maybe the actors in the end will not accept the outcome or won't accept the final tabulation. So I think, you know, it'll be very interesting to see what happens in the next couple of weeks and when the CEP finally gives the final tabulation, and who emerges as the top two vote getters.
Well, insofar as who emerges as the top two candidates, you conducted a cell phone poll through the company Integrated Communications and Research at Florida International University, and the participants in Haiti were asked who they would vote for. What did that show?
Well, first, I know there's been a lot of controversy about that poll, and it has nothing to do with FIU. This is a private company that conducted it. But it's a company that's been polling in Haiti for several years, and it's been polling for several private sector individuals primarily, and primarily market research. Haiti now has 111% cell phone penetration. And so, in fact, I would say that polling via phone in Haiti is much more reliable even than face-to-face polling, and especially face-to-face polling with companies that claim that they can conduct 12,000 interviews in a period of 3 days. So I think, you know, it's important to understand that, first, the difficulties of polling in Haiti and the significance of a moment in which it has been a very volatile environment, and we have a time series that shows the evolution of the vote. So I think it's important to have a discussion about polling in Haiti, the kinds of polling that can be conducted, and obviously, the fact that the poll was not supposed to be public, but that it was leaked, and eventually we were forced into publishing it. But that was not a public poll. It wasn't done for any candidate, as has been speculated. So, but I do think it's important to understand the context that Haiti is currently living, and the fact that that just a month ago in our poll, for example, Moïse Jean-Charles was leading in the poll.
Yeah.
So this is a very volatile electoral environment. But I think go ahead, I'm sorry.
Okay, I want to ask Jean-Yves here in the studio, and I want to look a little bit ahead. Here's a country that was devastated by an earthquake just 5 years ago in 2010. I mean, it is still suffering, as we've just heard, economic problems, political instability, corruption. What are going to be the priorities for the new leader?
Well,
I mean, where does one start?
it's very difficult to say that, to pinpoint. Well, you have so many problems within the country. But once again, remember, it is a country under occupation. The country is being occupied right now by the United States. MINUSTA is a proxy army for the United States, controlling Haiti, controlling the resources of Haiti. In 2010, Bill Clinton selected a president for Haiti. And Charles Bill and Hillary Clinton imposed Martelly on us. Now, what will stop them from installing another one, this time in Haiti? And not only that, those polls, all those polls are bogus polls, because they are being paid, like he said, by private. By private, they were not supposed to put them out. It's whoever pay you, that's who you put those polls out. And they're not doing us a favor. They're playing right now with polls to show you that Jovenel Moïse is a leading candidate, or he's going to be there with whatever the second round. That's what those guys are doing. And those guys being tools of the oligarchy and of the international community. And Eduardo Gamarra is part of the game. And this is those things that we Haitians, we are upset about those things. We're tired of these things. And we have to have real democracy in Haiti, and the will of the Haitian people ought to be respected. And those guys, they're using all the tools at their disposal, and including, putting their grip on the country, and with the main objective to steal their resources. Remember, right under Martelly, Bill Clinton brothers-in-law created a bogus company to go get contract to steal gold mine in Haiti. So this is what we're dealing with right now in Haiti. Yeah. And this is and when you're talking about priority, if someone is going to put real priority right now to change the country, it's going to be an uphill battle. And this time, the people of Haiti, I think, they're already in the street in Cap-Haïtien, they're ready for fight. Yeah. Because they're not going to take it anymore.
Okay, Robert, if these elections are deemed fair, it would be the first time, of course, in the country's history that you'd have a vote that was not plagued by fraud allegations and allegations of disorder, etc. I mean, whatever happens, do you believe this vote could be a turning point for Haiti?
Well, actually, I think we had at least one fair election. That was the election of 1990, when Aristide was elected. That, I think, was the fairest and best election that Haiti has had. The one in 1990 that led to the first presidency of Aristide. I think that the other elections have not been very good, and the one in particular in 2010 was a travesty of an election. I think that this election may be saved, but it is going to depend on how the vote goes. In other words, if the corruption in terms of counting the vote is not massive, if the population perceives that this vote is actually another manipulated one, I think we may be in for serious trouble, serious popular opposition. This is why I'm saying the counting this time is not going to be one that can be completely fraudulent, because if it is, I think we are in for a significant crisis. So Yeah.
All right, Kevin, I've got 30 seconds. You're a filmmaker. You've lived in Haiti. Is the Haitian story being told? Is the world listening?
Well, I think that I think that Robert's absolutely right that we have dangerous waters ahead. That already several of the candidates are claiming victory. We know that several of the candidates also have some base of support in the streets. This may be battled out in the streets, and security of the United Nations severely taxed, and certainly the Police Nationale d'Haïti not being able to contend with it. At the same time, there's tremendous distrust in the brokers of this, the U.S. government, particularly of Kenneth Merton because of his role during Governor's Island, working with Dante Caputo, and certainly for the new ambassador, Peter Mulreen, who's coming out of Afghanistan, and his experiences with counterinsurgency there, as a civilian component of counterinsurgency.
Okay.
Haitians are tremendously distrustful.